It's always a good time when we have some new footage from Scary Movie 6 to talk about. Let's get into it.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
I want to be a fighter, like you.
Oh, let it burn! Let it burn!
Did you miss me?
You have to shoot them in the head. They always come back.
The boat can leave now. Tell the crew.
Well, sometimes that is better.
Good luck.
Hey everybody, I'm Killjoy Jake. Today we have some really exciting horror news updates, but before we get into those, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to this page, press all the buttons because it makes old Jake pretty happy here and you get to see some more update videos just like this. Thank you to everybody who supports the page, especially to my channel members and Patreon supporters. Now let's get into the news. American Horror Story Season 13 is brewing and on the horizon because we are getting some really interesting updates from it via Ryan Murphy. One of the most exciting things about Season 13 is that it sees the return of Jessica Lange. While she was a pretty prominent recurring cast member on the early seasons, she hasn't been seen since a cameo appearance in Season 8. Ryan Murphy recently posted a picture of her saying American Horror Story Season 13 Day 1, the return of Jessica Lange. It gets even more exciting for longtime fans as Ryan Murphy has also now posted a picture of Sarah Paulson. He captioned that AHS 13, the return of Sarah Paulson as Cordelia Good. The Supreme rises, and yes, we have rebuilt the entire Robichaud Academy. Now, obviously, this is going to be some sort of continuation to past storylines. Cordelia Good specifically is a character that was mostly featured on Season 3 Coven. That's the one with all the witches. One of my favorite seasons, personally. Cordelia also made an appearance in Season 8, the Apocalypse one that took place in the bunker, and now somehow she is back for Season 13. There are a lot of big hitters returning from previous seasons for Season 13, not just those two, but also Evan Peters, Angela Bassett, Kathy Bates, and Emma Roberts. I also have to note that Ariana Grande will be in this season, as well as the absolutely legendary cult filmmaker John Waters. What the fuck is going on this season? Evan Peters may have given us our first big clue, recently saying that we're all getting back together to do this greatest hits season. I'm almost wondering if this is gonna be an American Horror Stories kind of thing, where it's like a whole season that is a bunch of anthology stories filling in some gaps from previous seasons, or maybe in between seasons. Or maybe it's a brand new story that features a lot of the popular faces and monsters from this series all packed together into one big season. Could it be American Horror Story Multiverse or something like that? Whatever's going on here though, it definitely seems like they're tapping into the past a little bit. American Horror Story Season 13 drops this September, more updates to come. The third film in the Orphan franchise, Orphans, directed by William Brent Bell, recently had a test screening. We haven't heard a whole lot about the film quite yet, but we did get to see our first official logo for the movie based on this event. Dark Castle Entertainment recently gave us a plot description for the third film, which is a prequel to a prequel, that's described as, after years on the streets, Lena Klammer survives by selling herself and working in nightclubs. When a twisted man fixates on her, posing as a wealthy benefactor, he offers to take her in and treat her like his daughter after she claims to be an orphan. Seeing him as her perfect mark, Lena believes her luck has changed, but after a business class flight to Budapest, her fantasy of playing her phony stepmother shatters when she discovers his children aren't his at all. They're kidnapped victims he calls his orphans. As their romantic situationship twists into something darker and sicker, he manipulates her into luring new victims, placing her in a Catholic orphanage. Lena spirals, realizing her own parents, who have long preyed on her downfall, may be behind it all. I was pleasantly surprised by Orphan First Kill, a prequel film that I never knew I needed. Orphan is such a standalone movie, it never needed any sort of continuation, but then I had a pretty good time with First Kill and realized I kind of just want to see this character in more stories like this. Does this story sound absolutely ridiculous? You're goddamn right it does, but Isabel Fuhrman playing this character is always creepy and disgusting. I love it. If they're already doing test screenings for this film, it tells me they're trying to get it ready to go. Maybe we get a release date sometime soon in the near future. That would be awesome. More information to come, I'm sure. I'm embarrassed to admit that I recently finished up Alien Earth. I never saw the last 2 episodes until recently. Kind of fell off that train, but now I'm back on. I'm all caught up. God, that show was good. It's a good time to get caught up on the FX show, however, because they are about to go into production for Season 2, and we're getting some really exciting casting announcements. The most exciting update we've had so far is that Peter Dinklage from Game of Thrones, The Toxic Avenger, and Dexter Resurrection has just joined the cast as a series regular. Alien Earth Season 2 will soon be shooting at London's historic Pinewood Hollywood studios, a historical place for the Alien franchise where many of the previous films have been shot, like the original Alien 3 and Prometheus. After the second season shoots, however, Noah Hawley, the series creator, will be tackling an American version of Terrified from Demian Rugna. Two pretty insane updates back to back here. THR reports that Noah Hawley will direct a remake of the Argentine horror film Terrified that came from Demian Rugna, who made the slightly more popular 2024 horror flick When Evil Lurks. I'm honestly shocked this announcement isn't about some sort of Americanized version of When Evil Lurks. That is a super duper popular film right now, and that almost never happens with these international flicks. If you haven't seen When Evil Lurks, I absolutely love it. It's basically an Evil Dead apocalypse film, and probably one of my favorite horror films from the last couple of years. Terrified, however, is still very good. It's got this like haunted house feel about it and has a whole bunch of super unique and iconic scares throughout. The 2018 film follows both police officers and paranormal researchers who investigate strange events happening in a neighborhood in Buenos Aires. The film is currently on Shudder. You should definitely check it out, especially if you're a fan of When Evil Lurks. If I've learned anything watching Noah Hawley stuff, it's that he typically finds a new way to spin some things that are already pretty great to begin with. He might be the perfect guy to bring this to the States, not that it needs a remake though. Watch movies with subtitles, get over it. I'm really excited for both of these projects, just please keep giving Noah Hawley money to do stuff. And Demian Rugna for that matter. Blumhouse has made it clear that Brendan Fraser will not appear in Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Dear fucking God. But that hasn't stopped Radio Silence from doing one of their iconic PR stunts by getting Brendan Fraser on the Revenge of the Mummy roller coaster at Universal Hollywood. Fraser can be seen here with Radio Silence grabbing his hat at what looks like the last minute before it's about to fall off of his head. Little side note, and maybe a hot take, that's my favorite ride at Universal, man. Like, no contest. There's some great rides there, love them. Honestly, I love them all, but the Mummy ride, that's number one for old Jake. The Mummy 4, coming from Radio Silence, reteams Brendan Fraser with Rachel Weisz, which is something that hasn't happened since the original Mummy sequel, The Mummy Returns. It was also announced recently that John Hannah will be reprising his role in the film as well. While Lee Cronin's The Mummy will come out next weekend, we're gonna have to wait until May 19th of 2028 to see this one. Movies take time, guys. Especially big budget action adventure flicks like this. I'm really excited for both of them, and I cannot stress this enough. Please go see Lee Cronin's The Mummy next weekend. Just because it doesn't have Brendan Fraser in it doesn't mean it's not gonna be a good movie. It's basically Evil Dead Mummy, and that sounds like two really good things put together. I like when this happens. I'm a fan of this. Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 3 begins filming later on this month, and we have some really exciting new pictures to dissect here. Both Pooh Bear and Tigger are going to have some new designs that have been put online recently. These are not only creepy as hell, but once again, a major improvement on what came before. You gotta hand it to these guys. We went from crappy Spirit Halloween mask to fucking this. That's terrifying. I also sadly have to announce that I was asked to be in this film as an extra. I was going to get killed by Winnie the Pooh or something, but sadly I was unable to make the trip to the UK. Things are really tough right now with my schedule. I am currently planning and saving up for my wedding, but hopefully they'll have me for the next one. Pooh, Tigger, and the whole gang, I really hope you're able to rip me apart at some point. Blood and Honey 3 is going to be absolutely fucking nuts. We're hearing that Roger L. Jackson is going to be a part of the voice cast. The script comes from Richard Stanley, who also did Color Out of Space, and Scott Chambers will be directing this time, as well as playing Christopher Robin again. I think this one's going to be even better than the first sequel. Bring on part 3. We just got ourselves a brand new vertical trailer for Scary Movie 6, and it mostly parodies the bowling alley scene from Scream 5. Now, if you remember from that scene in Scream 2022, we are first introduced to both Sam Carpenter and Richie Kirsch there. Sam is taking her medication here, which she says is Richie's boner pills.
Good luck getting it up now.
Scary Movie is clearly doing a little bit of a play on that here.
What'd you take?
Just a Ritalin for my ADHD, Adderall for PTSD, and some Vicodin because I want to be high as fuck.
I also fucking love this line from not Richie Kirsch.
Let's make the most of it. Now wear them white clothes on! Woo!
That might be the whitest thing I have ever heard a human being say. I am so fucking excited for Scary Movie 6, which comes out on June 5th now. It's a week earlier than the previous release date, and we're gonna be counting down to Scary Movie 6 every single week on Friday nights to its release starting next Friday. So not this Friday tomorrow, we're talking about Friday next week. April 17th, we'll start our countdown to Scary Movie 6, which is releasing on June 5th. I cannot fucking wait. Holy crap, that was a lot of updates. Which one was your favorite and which one had you the most excited? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.